It's such a nice, warm feeling, like always meeting a random Sri Lankan person. They care for people, and you won't feel more lonely by yourself in this country. They go through so much of things in their life, but there is no lack of smile in their faces. They keep smiling and welcoming you. So that's something that really resonates well with me, with the Sri Lankans, and I'm also proud to be a Sri Lankan in that way. Sri Lanka went through a crisis in 2022. The people were starving. There was no electricity, there was no gas, ill patients, they didn't have medical supplies. Like reason of why that happened is as a result of bad, poor public financial management of the country. So the moment of national collapse is not actually April 2022 for us. We predicted this much earlier. As soon as the government came in and gave these reforms itself, we were like, yes, we are going to collapse. I never thought there will come a point where, like, being an economist, like, you can also be responsible for the lives of the people. The further you delay in changing your policies, the more and more the people are going to be suffered. That is the thing that was fearing us, and it really pushed us to see, like, we should do whatever we could do. We put out a lot of information on educating the people that, oh, these policies needs to be changed, and educating the civil society organizations, educating the private sector, to make sure that they all put some pressure on the government to change this. We saw that this government, like, really did not listen to anyone at that point.
Anger over Sri Lanka's economic crisis is boiling over. Hundreds of people broke into the presidential palace after more than 100,000 protesters took to the streets demanding that the president resign.
New this morning, Sri Lanka's prime minister has agreed to resign.
But it's going to be a long road ahead before the country's economy will be running smoothly again.
Sri Lanka has, like, reached this crisis that it had faced because there was a governance crisis in the first place. To fix these governance issues, who are the ones who knows these governance issues in the grassroots are the CSOs. So these are organizations who actually work for the interest of different segments of groups of people in the country. So when we looked at CSOs working with the Tamil communities, they are coming out of a post-war situation, a 30-year war that was going in the north and the east. They need a lot more rebuilding. Even communicating to the central government has been tough for them. So as a part of the IBP training, IBP and Verite Research together, we educated the CSOs. We were able to give a lot of information on how we dealt with the government officials, and they are feeling much more empowered now to participate. And knowing how the budget process and all works really helps them so that they can better communicate with the government. So what all these CSOs did together, they created this thing called Civil Society Governance Diagnostic, where they listed out all the governance-related problems and the ways that it can be solved. And they went and actually gave it to the IMF. And at that point, Sri Lanka had to listen to the things that's mentioned in the IMF program. The IBP also has the open budget survey, and this tool has been very useful in assessing what are the shortcomings that's currently there in the budget process, and what are the things that can improve further. Verite have developed a new tool called the Budget Proposal Hub, which also empowers citizens to participate in budgets in a better way by giving them a digital access to submit proposals. So there was this particular CSO which is working on the mental health issues of the people. This CSO, because of the training that Verite and IVP provided on how to engage with the budget process and even on how to develop the budget proposal, they were able to go and submit this to the government. And as a result of that, the government included a proposal on mental health in budget 2025. Right after the crisis, there was so much of suffering and our public financial management was in such a bad condition. But now we see that public financial management has improved quite a lot. So in terms of the 2026 budget, the OBS survey has helped highlighting the documents that the government needs to be transparent about, and citizens are now able to see easily what the government's expenses are. Although things are still not 100% fine because poverty and all are still high, but I hope this work would change for the ordinary citizens, and we have to do whatever we could to educate the public, but also the influential people, the policymakers, and everyone as a whole to come towards achieving this better outcome. One of the main reasons that keeps me motivated and drive is the ability to enhance the lives of the people in the country. We need people to be living better lives, at least reduce the amount of misery that they go through, especially in a developing country like Sri Lanka.